Okay, we are good to go. Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are able to hear me. If you are able to hear me, just type a quick yes in your chat. A quick yes in your chat, everyone. It's better to have a one-to-one interaction so that we have our enigmatic speaker here, and before he have a conversation with everyone and interacts, a quick yes. Wow, wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. Yes, great, great. 66 people have said yes. Amazing, amazing. I want more, more, more. Okay, okay, good. So, a quick instructions to everyone. Since we have a very enigmatic speaker here, and he has taken some time out to have an interaction with everyone. What I want from your side is try to be very attentive, so that if there is any question from your side, I am noting it down on my end, and it will be visible only to me. I know you are finding some space, because since you are in college, so you are always finding some space to make something in your chat, which I have come across before as well. So I will make you definitely stand out from everyone. So for that, try to ask a question which is really elegant in itself, to so that I could communicate this to Mr. ABW. Okay, so I think we are good to go. The people are still increasing. I'll admit all. Okay, okay, okay. So I welcome everyone to this webinar, that is entrepreneurship, empowerment, enhancement. And with us, we have our director as well, Mr. Aniruddha Dubel. So before we start, just a 1 minute we'll give him to introduce the platform, who has given us opportunity to call such a renowned leader to the platform. So, Mr. Aniruddha Dubel, you can speak for a minute.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, all of you, and good afternoon, Amit, sir. Myself, Aniruddha Dubal, Director of School of Construction Engineering and Infrastructure Management. So we have some more important points from our end. That is, our program is basically industry delivered for industry trainers, 70% essential and hands-on training, and 30% theory. Up to date with industry trends, projects aligned with the current industry, and we are embedded with the corporate sector. So these are the short in CRISIL, our university introduction. So I will be very grateful for you took a time for my student and my staff also. So I welcome to you in our Symbiosis family, and I have a great immense pleasure to with you. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. With that, I will introduce to our guest of honor, Mr. Amit Wadhwani, who is going to speak on entrepreneurship, empowerment, enhancement, because he has been on that side since long, and he has done some remarkable work there. So it's a pleasure to host him, and Symbiosis is happily welcoming him to the family. Our anchor and the host bring his animatic and in-depth knowledge of real estate. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's for the special address on the man who is the driving force behind the steep growth of the the industry that is construction. He started with Mumbai, and now he is all over India, and now aiming to go international. So, and the company with the name SECCPL, that is Sai Estate Construction CHEMBUR Consultant CHEMBUR Private Limited. Along with that, SEMSI, that is SEMSI, Sai Estate Skills Institute, which he is heading as a co-founder, and with the SECCPL as a managing director. It is the first company who was among for the RERA certified organization. So we want to connect with him as soon as possible and hear everything that we can get from him. So we welcome Mr. ABW. Sir, we are from our deep down bottom of our heart, we are waiting since long time, and before that also we have scheduled one, but unfortunately we could not take a session from your schedule. So we are really grateful from our end. I mean, we are in depth of words. We cannot express ourselves. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I like to give you the now yeah, to take it ahead. Thank you.
Everyone, and thank you, Anirudh ji, for that kind words and the great address. My greetings to everyone at Symbiosis, and it's such an honor and pleasure to be here. And right, like what I posted last night about Symbiosis is one institute which, when I was back in college, in fact, I'm always delighted whenever these colleges and these prestigious institutes call me, because if you are calling someone who is traditionally not fully educated and formally not fully educated, it is a great sense of achievement. With all modesty, I tell you this. And whenever I cross the Mumbai-Pune highway, apart from the self-obsessed guy I am, looking at my own hoardings, I'm sure a lot of the students and a lot of folks must have seen our company branding with my pictures on the hoarding. So I'll tell you more about what is the concept behind it. But yeah, it's a great. I would like to take the first few 5-6 minutes to tell you about how big a failure I am, and how have I reached 2020 after 15 years of continuously failing time and again, learning from those mistakes, and failing even today. And failing is something which is not bad. So my list of failures started when I wanted to become a doctor, because I am 35 now. I belong to one era where only when you're a doctor or when you're an engineer, you get gratification, you get that blue tick mark, as we call it today. Uh, I got into one of the medical colleges, but unfortunately couldn't do it. Then after that, I did some bit of advertising, failed at doing MBBS. Then got into uh, an airline which is very close to my heart. The airline is Jet Airways. Unfortunately, the airline has gone down. But after having served the airline for good 5 years, I started after an industry which back then in 2009-10 was filled with people जो कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं, वो एक ब्रोकर बन जाते थे. 2010 की मैं आपको बात बता रहा हूँ. So at that point in time, the only interest people had in the real estate industry as far as broking was concerned was to make some quick money. So back in 2010, I started this with say about 2 or 3 people. Then maybe God was kind. 2011, 12, 13, we have grown year on year, and we have continuously grown close to about 2.5x every year. And now in 2020, we've become a part of the industry in a monopolistic way, where we are on one side controlling the entire unsold stock. We are virtually dictating terms in terms of what the industry should be doing, in terms of regulation, in terms of controlling the unsold stock, in terms of the geographical spread. So how has all this happened? All this has happened because I failed at regular intervals of time, and failing has taught me and the organization so many things. So today, when you look at what the problem in 2013-14 was, a lot of people were trading on real estate. A lot of people felt that this is the place where I should invest money and I will make money. And if you've seen any of the articles that I've written for the Times of India and DNA and Hindustan Times back in 2013-14, I spoke about the fact that real estate is not an industry where you can trade on it. It is like FMCG, it is like consumer durables. You must buy an apartment only when you feel that you really need to consume it if you're going to stay in it. But typically I have this love and hate relationship with a lot of infrastructure developers. A few of the NBFCs, I would not want to really talk about NBFCs because we have made a joke out of NBFCs. The entire fraternity has made a joke and misused the NBFCs. Let me tell you a few hard-hitting facts. Most of the people I interacted around India who was stuck financially wanted to acquire an NBFC to do things what the finance ministry does not permit. So I'm not a very big fan of NBFCs, and you see most of I'm known to talk straight and tell you things that Google will not tell you. So most of the NBFC owners, I don't need to tell you where they are today, but the most of the times we feel that the industry is going through a tough time. But I would like to say that they have not learned from their failures. The developers have not learned from the failures. Let me give you an example. The reason that we have about 9.4 billion unsold stock across the length and breadth of the country today, all RERA registered, is because there was no research done, because there was no nomenclature, there was no literature studied. Most of the people who had 10-15 crores spare could term themselves as developers in any part of the country. There is no gatekeeper, there is no qualifying criteria. And even when you look at the chai wala or somebody who's selling vada pav, or somebody who is selling burgers across a small eatery or a QSR, the kitchen will always look at the counter and see, okay, I have 5 burgers left. Let me not cook or prepare more. Okay, I have 5 glasses of juice remaining, and let me not press more juices. So, but real estate industry is the only place where without research, without understanding what the consumer wants, people went on acquiring land. NBFCs gave them the money. NBFCs underwrote the projects. A lot of private equity funds looking at anticipating great returns poured in a lot of money, a lot of venture capital just on the name of technology. So this is another discussion altogether, where what has happened to WeWork. And Ritesh Agarwal, OYO, is a dear friend of mine. I admire him for what he's done for the Indian soil, and he's somebody whom we should be proud of. But fundamentally, all of us have made mistakes, and all of us have failed because we have not kept our eyes on consumer research, what the Indian consumer wants and how dynamic it is. So it's like that Muralidharan's, dusra, till the time it doesn't come onto your back, you clearly Indian consumer wants. I am not a big fan of co-living. I am not a big fan of co-working. Reason being, I feel the Indian consumer, however tech savvy, modern, or influenced by the West, or whatever the world does, I think deep within certain values about commodities, which is about gold, certain values about owning that one house. What is happening to immigrant workers across India? Guys from, folks from Mumbai are going towards Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, majorly because they don't have a place to call their own, their home. Possibly they will have maybe 2-3 lakh rupees in the bank account. But this is the time where everybody realized that real estate is like FMCG. So a lot of my friends say that we have 20 flats, but uske bawajud I stay on rent because my wife doesn't like any of the 20 flats. The reason being, second-hand flats will not sell. Resale will not happen. It's not because of COVID-19. In fact, to give you, maybe take a few minutes and tell you, COVID-19 has been a blessing for the real estate industry and infrastructure industry to give them a sabbatical, to realign their finances, get some sort of a breather, to understand whether the product that I'm curating, cultivating, will it get absorbed. And I have few obnoxious competitors, in fact, who have been talking about selling stock worth 500-600 crores. But at SAI and personally, because we are a bootstrap company, we realize that this is not the time to tell anybody to buy stock, right? Everybody is saving lives. Everybody is talking about being fit, healthy, talking about God's grace. And and ensuring that everybody comes back and we fight this virus. So collating all these things together, I feel that the real estate industry, like me, has made a lot of mistakes, and we've continued to make mistakes. And then, of course, there have been problems. So the taxation in Mumbai, Delhi, NCR, Bangalore, West Bengal is very high. The premiums are very high. But my major problem with my developers who have not really done adequate research without before curating a product is the major reason we are sitting on a pile of unsold stock. And I predict that the Indian real estate will have another 7.5 to 8 years of bearish run, where young boys and girls out of prestigious institutes like Symbiosis, JBIMS, and many others, IIMs across the country, can actually choose to be a part of edutech, proptech, fintech, and not really. One thing you guys need to understand, that technology will not help you 360 degrees. If you tell somebody who is buying a 25 lakh rupee flat in PCMC to go online, be it a Tata home or a Godrej Properties apartment, how many of you would transfer even 2 lakh rupees, or your parents would transfer 2 lakh rupees to buy a Godrej product, which is just 25 lakh rupees, without really meeting the salesperson, without visiting the site office, without meeting someone there, handing over the check? These are all Indian ethos. These are all Indian values. Without all of this, transactions cannot happen. So I mean, you can buy something on Amazon which is worth even say about 50,000 for an expensive Bluetooth speaker, but I don't see in 2020 technology can be an enabler. It can give you options. It can tell you artificial intelligence, machine learning can do everything for you. But you need somebody to say, yes, Papa, I like this, or I don't like this, that, I like the breeze, I like the view. And the major problem here is that design, infrastructure, architecture, land, premiums, the math behind it, the finance, the entire mess created by the NBFC banking and the developers put together is everything on one side. All we need to focus at this point in time is to take over projects which require genuine capital, which require genuine end-to-end execution, ensuring that these projects see the light of the day. Because at 9.8 billion unsold stock across the country, we are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Because if this stock only keeps on increasing in tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 cities, to dilute this, imagine the entire banking system works on the system of collaterals, right? So if I take a 200 crore overdraft as an Indian real estate developer, I maybe possibly will give them a 250 crore collateral, which is again real estate collateral, which is any which way is not selling. I was not able to sell, and I gave it to the bank. Now the bank has taken custody. Now the bank will auction. And so if you don't like a Coca-Cola and you decide to have a health drink, it's going to be very difficult for you to sell Coca-Cola. So the product in real estate, the new concept that I'm seeing today, the new trend I'm seeing today is, if you keep a sabji outside for 2 hours, 3 hours, you don't feel like eating it. If you keep a real estate product outside, unsold, unmarketed, not advertised properly, no post-sale service, no recovery service, no customer service, no proper communication, that product has a shelf life. It is going to sulk. The product is going to die. Real estate is no longer an asset class which you can hold on for 25, 30 years and feel that, yes, yeah, mere paas to 10 flat hai, ya 20 flat hai, so I am secure. Those things don't happen because of newer trends like preferential marketing, newer trends like personality. What you see of Sai and me is not really because I want to show this face or I want to be popular. It's because there was a trust deficit. The entire industry had a trust deficit. The consumers on one side, close to about 90 crore, I would like to believe 90 crore Indians are interested in residential flats less than 10 lakh rupees, less than 10 to 8 lakh rupees. And the entire industry is focusing on 50 lakhs or plus. Larger apartments, luxury is not doing so well. So the reason I I thought 4 years ago, there wherein I need to start personality marketing is to offer this neck. वो हिंदुस्तान में हम कहते हैं कि अगर किसी ने कोई चीज नहीं की, जैसे डेवलपर ने अगर एग्जीक्यूट नहीं किया, तो हम किसका गला पकड़ेंगे? तो ये जो गला आपको दिख रहा है, ये गला, this is the neck that I offered to the Indian consumer, saying that in independent India, this is the first time in 70 plus years that somebody says that if the development industry does not execute, I will ensure that the projects are completed and you get what is being promised. And in this sector, we currently have about 3,500 crores of stock. Being virtual developers is what we manage completely. We are an asset light model. So there are a lot of things that we are doing today to ensure, and at what prices. Our distribution network is about 1.2 lakh registered members of the distribution network, which is called IMSI. We are also working with a lot of state authorities, a lot of central tax authorities, a lot of private players or NBFCs who got stuck in this. We're trying to resolve their issues by liquidating the stock. And the reason we don't have an office outside the country as yet, because we don't believe that NRIs should park money in Indian real estate. There is already a lot of mess. We don't want to get in more monies and then make more promises and ensure that, so you young boys and girls would like to understand three things. One, do not trade on Indian real estate. Only get into it if you are into the business of providing end users what they want. Second thing, do not curate a product, do not construct a product where you feel there is no proper scientific mathematical research done to ensure that this product will get absorbed. Number three, in India, any large business, or for that matter, MSME sector, three things will always keep your business like healthy, good flowing water, will always have enough oxygen, will breathe. If you interact or curate leads, generate leads from three sectors. However unconventional these things would sound, but I'm going to give you three magic formulas where whether you are going to be a developer in the next 2 years, whether you're going to join one of the large IPCs, whether you will join, you are on your way to become a structural engineer or an architect or an interior designer or a private equity investment banker. Three things in India, if you generate leads from, you will always be in the top bracket as far as your business is concerned. You will always see profits. Is cricket, sports, entertainment industry, and politics. Because these are three things, whether it is Prime Minister Modi or whether it is the Congress government, whether it is any new government coming in the future. I'm not a very big fan of politics. I have to say that. Cricket and entertainment industry, whether it is movies or content, will always give you the best kind of leads. And today, at this point in time, the industry does not need steel, it does not need cement, it does not need land, it does not need TDR or fungible. With responsibility, I would say it may not even need new architects, but it needs people who can be evangelists to sell stock, to liquidate stock, to provide more market research, to do less webinars, and to do more hand holding. What happens to so much of stock which is sold, but consumers have lost interest, lost sentiments? There is the need to come up with maybe 100 SAI estates like what we have created, maybe 1,000 SEMSI institutes to train people specifically on this subject. And this is the time, if we focus the next, we've done a campaign called I am your next 5 years. The whole logic behind the 5 years is that if ये 5 साल में आपने industry को संभाल करके रखा, and if you take cognizant of what is happening, you realize that you have to learn from your mistake, you realize that you failed, and you need to get up and do the right things, right? I think the next 5 years can take us on the path to recovery. Otherwise, we are heading towards a disaster if the unsold stock keeps on increasing. इस समय मैं आपको एक बात बताना चाहूंगा, अगर आप हर एक भारतीय को गीता पे हाथ रख के कसम खिलवाते हैं कि इसके आगे मैं एक भी फ्लैट नहीं खरीदूंगा, उसके बावजूद आने वाले कुछ महीनों में या सालों में हर एक भारतीय एक और घर या अपना पहला फ्लैट खरीदने के लिए कहीं ना कहीं बाहर निकलेगा ही निकलेगा. सो वी आर इन अ बिजनेस वेयर वी लव क्राउड्स, we love masses, and Bollywood, cricket and politics give us those OTP verified leads which none of the newspapers can, none of the hoardings can, and producer, no aspirations to enter politics, and of course I am not that fit to play cricket or any sport for that matter on a national level, if that answers your question.
Yes, sir. So you have almost answered all our questions. You are very sporty already. Yeah, with everything you have been taking.
No, you've been kind. You've been kind. Few of the journalists across the country have been very nasty. So I mean, this is gully cricket. You've been very kind.
Okay, sir. So with the last question, we are ending up that if you had one piece of advice to someone just starting out, what would it be? This is the last question.
Yeah.
So the final one which you would like to this to be with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel that if somebody is starting off now, with my prior experience of doing things the right way, there is no right time, there is no right place, there is no right formula. Of course, you need to get your fundamentals and basics in place. I don't know whether I should be saying this, but without COVID-19 sabbatical, SECCPL, SAI or SEMSI or Awestruck or any of our companies wouldn't have taken the route towards being India's largest e-commerce platform in years to come. It is that 2 month of sabbatical that actually we thought will destroy businesses across the country has given us so much of food for thought. I have got time to think. My leaders have got time to think. So don't look at any adversity. It's easy to say that find opportunity in adversity, but you need to take time off. I'm going to tell you 2-3 things which I have decided to do post COVID-19 going forward. I'm going to use a lot of technology, but I'm going to say goodbye to a mobile phone, because I feel the more I stay or the more we stay glued to a device which controls us, it's going to be difficult. But if I have, as ABW or Sai, a promoter of a couple of companies, I want to live free, ensure that I have my creativity in place. So don't get addicted to anything. So first thing that I was addicted to is my phone, because of so many likes and so many comments and meeting the team. It kind of gives you a high. So you have to ensure that you don't get comfortable, you don't get addicted to anything, and give up things that are making you very comfortable. So I'm going to give up my phone. Second piece that I'm doing today is I'm reading a lot of these our scriptures, whether Quran, whether it is Bible, and I'm going to tell you things that really work. So मैं आपको वो ज्ञान नहीं देना चाहता हूँ जो ज्ञान आपको सुनने में अच्छा लगे लेकिन you're not able to execute. If you read the Quran, if you read the Bible, if you read Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavad or Ramayana or Mahabharat, you will find solutions to every problem. In fact, the references of technology, what will happen in years to come, and how you need, whether money is important, whether personal growth is important, spiritual growth is important, human resources, to finances, to every vertical, everything that we're using today, including the mobile phone, has references. So do a lot of reading. That is one thing that I'm doing today. And number 3, which is extremely important and relevant in COVID-19, we all live, all my friends, including cricket, Bollywood, politics, and few others from the development infrastructure community, जिसने ये कहा यार मुझे COVID-19 नहीं हो सकता है, and I have not interacted with anyone and I am pretty cool about it, are the people I know personally have got COVID-19. So your health is everything. Maybe it's a very, very cliche, normal thing you guys must have heard and seen about, health quotes, and you feel that this is what everyone talks about. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm 35 today. I'm 1985 born. I do not feel the same the way I used to feel at 32. Your life, your body will change every 3 years. When I was 21, I was very different. My food, my exercise, my fitness, my mind was different. At 24, it changed. At 27, it changed. At 30, it changed. At even at 33, I was very different. I see maybe 20% reduction in the energy, in the overall fitness as I'm moving towards being 36. So ये सारी चीजें, your mom will keep telling you, your dad will keep telling you, elders will keep telling you, but ये सारी चीजें कहीं हम नजरअंदाज करते हैं. But if you do not have your framework, your mental fitness, your physical fitness, everything else will evaporate. And world has given us so many examples. Like look at what is happening to a leader like Jay Lalita. Look at what's happened to Sushma Ji Swaraj. Look at what has happened to Arun Ji and so many others who unfortunately, fell prey to diseases or had their lives cut short. So take care of yourselves. Mental fitness and strength is important. And these are the things that I would like to share with you guys, that if you focus on these 3-4 things, I think there is nothing that you can't achieve. And I would like to leave you guys with one thought: whether you are curating a QSR software, whether you're doing coding, whether you're doing machine learning, or whether you want to enter a space which could be static to a property, or you want to be asset light, or you want to disrupt the advertising, content, OTT platform, or FMCG, or anything that you want to do, focus on giving the world what the world does not have. आज रात को when you go to sleep, think of that one thing जो ये दुनिया में नहीं है, जो दुनिया को आप दे सकते हो. तो फिर उसके बाद में आपको सॉफ्ट बैंक हो या ब्लैकस्टोन हो या कोई भी कैपिटल हाउस हो या प्राइवेट इक्विटी फंड हो, or any investor for that matter, generating revenue, people will find different excuses and ways to give you money.
Yes, sir. That's really something which we will, record it and keep it with us in our mind, in our hearts. Every piece of advice and suggestion which you have guided us through. And with that, we'll come to the end of this webinar. With for a final note, I'll let Mr. Aniruddha Dubal speak with the final ending line.
Yes. Sir, it's a very interactive session and a very fruitful session for us. So definitely we will take good points from you. And you took a time for my student and my faculty also, and all other teams. So thank you very much from the Symbiosis Skills and Professional University on behalf of department. So thank you very much, and we will let you touch in further operations, or we'll take a help from other sectors.
Sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been pleasure to connect with you, and me as well. I'm a follower of you. So thank you so much for connecting.
God bless you. Stay safe. Take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Take care. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.